is warm, hot hoes praying at a flop. I'ma keep it simple, you just don't got what I got.
YouTube channel. Welcome if you're new and welcome if you're not. Today we're talking Erica Mena, Safaree, Amara, Nicki Minaj. Today we're talking about the gifts that Safaree's been giving, Amara's children. So Safaree, was mainly known originally for being in a relationship with Nicki Minaj. He dated her from 2000 until 2014. Their relationship was nearly 15 years. And, she was working on her albums back then, like Super Freaky Girl, Pink Friday. She was out there doing her work. Safaree was her partner at the time. They had a really messy breakup. Nicki Minaj was telling how he was just, didn't support her career on the way up, how he was, cheating, how he was spending her money, he was scrounging off her, he was being what she regarded as a scrub. Nicki Minaj and his relationship was pretty bad towards the end, and their relationship was over. They called it quits. If you've been in a relationship with somebody who's, as famous as Nicki Minaj, as successful as Nicki Minaj, that has as much bag as Nicki Minaj, and looks good, and, she has everybody, worshipping her and screaming everywhere she goes, it's going to be hard to find a partner that is actually on that level again. And if you're somebody who's super ambitious and you want to be with somebody that's, as successful as that, and you're trying to meet a woman who meets the bar, like that ex of yours, it's going to be hard. It's possible that Safaree, has not found a woman that he feels is on the same level of Nicki Minaj again, and he's looking for that. And that may be one of the things that contributed to the breakdown of him and Erica Mena's relationship. Safaree and Erica Mena in, 2018, as I said, and they got engaged just a month later. Now, these two were engaged. He was all over her. I thought, wow, Safaree's obsessed. I thought, he looks more obsessed with her than he looked like he was when he was with Nicki all that time. But, little did we know, Safaree, to me, he seems like one of those guys that when he meets a woman, it's full excitement. It's all about her. And then the novelty seems like it just wears off. So after, a short engagement, Erica Mena and Safaree decided to get married. They just announced they were pregnant, and, they went on to get married. Now, it seemed like the love story. It seemed like she had said, Ciara's prayer. It seemed like, she had got herself a great man. But nope. He was not a great man. So let's start off. They just got married. Safaree, was seeming loved up. She'd announced the pregnancy. Everything was looking good. And, Safaree seems to me the type of guy that when you get pregnant with him, when you get married with him, when he's got you on lock, he seems like he gets bored. And, maybe that's why Nicki was with him for so long, and Nicki, never put a ring on it. She never let him put a ring on it, because maybe Nicki knew all his faults. Because the difference between her and Erica was that Nicki dated him for a long time, and when you date someone for a long time, you get to see their flaws, you get to see what you don't like about them, as well as the things you do like, and you get to get a realistic, vision as to whether you think you two could be together, for the rest of your life. Now, Erica and Mena and Safaree, it was more like one of those short-lived romances. You meet them, the man, he thinks you're fine, he's obsessed with you, he likes the look of her, he was, flaunting her everywhere. And to me, it seems like as soon as she got married to him and she got pregnant with him, it seems like the novelty of her wore off for Safaree. It seemed like Safaree's eyes started wandering to other women. It seemed like he was bored of her. And it seems like, he didn't want to really be with her after that. But, she continued with the pregnancy. They had the baby. Then, she was unhappy with Safaree. Safaree was, not being a good dad. He wasn't, helping her out with the kid. He wasn't really obsessed with her anymore. And the novelty seemed to have been over for Safaree. Safaree, he seems to me like he's a guy that, maybe he wasn't really in love with Erica. Maybe he was in love with her look. Maybe he just thought it was about time he settled down and he got, a child. But to me, the novelty of Erica wore off real quick after, that ring hit her finger and the baby was in the stomach. Now, it's possible that Safaree thought him and Erica were going to be like this big power couple out there. You know, they were going to be booking show after show, getting a lot more attention than they've really been getting and generating more bag than they've been getting. So maybe, you know, he wasn't getting the fame he thought he was going to get with her. Maybe he thought they were going to be, you know, a Cardi and Offset. Maybe he thought they were going to be a Beyonce and Jay-Z, a Kim and Kanye. Maybe he was finding they wasn't rising to the fame levels that he wanted. And maybe that may have been one of the reasons he got more bored of her. There was a point when, you know, Safaree was picking at Erica's weight. You know, he was saying she got fat since she had a kid, and that had put him off her. Now, I'd like to say she wasn't fat. You know, there was nothing wrong with her. But, you know, Safaree seems to like her on the very, 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 very thin side. And Safaree was cheating. You know, the rumours were out there. Safaree was cheating. He was playing around, and he wasn't really into Erica anymore. Then, you know, Safaree never really wanted to have any more kids of Erica. You know, I think he was finding having one child a lot. Erica wanted another child. She became pregnant with the second child. And that was pretty much the end of their relationship from that point on. You know, it was rocky. They were arguing. They weren't getting along. Safaree was out there doing his thing. You know, Erica then didn't want him at the birth of their child. She didn't want to have him in the birth because, you know, at the end of the day, she wasn't in a good place with him. They weren't getting along. So she wanted to give birth to the second child without him. Then she was out here saying he's neglecting his kids when the second child was born. And the relationship was a mess. Now, while she was pregnant, there was a rumour that Safaree had got another woman pregnant. You know, that's not been confirmed, but there is a rumour that he got someone else pregnant, which obviously she denied, but that was a rumour. But anyway, now, oh no, they're divorced, the relationship's over, Erica's still arguing with Safaree, you know, she's upset about the whole way the relationship's gone. I feel like she's a woman that didn't want to be a single parent, like she really doesn't want to be a single parent. She's been a single parent before with her first son that she has from a previous relationship, and she really didn't want to be a single parent. And to me, she looks tired, she looks stressed, she looks upset, she looks angry. She's very, very angry with Safaree and the treatment he's given her. And now to see him in a relationship now with Amara is a real kick in the teeth to her. She's really upset about this. Now, Erica was awarded $4,000 a month in child support, but she says, you know, Safaree does not pay for his kids, and she was pretty annoyed to see Safaree, you know, giving Amara's twins Rolex watches, which are obviously worth a lot of money. Now, I think this makes you think. There was rumours Safaree had already got someone pregnant before. Is it possible that maybe Amara and Safaree have been having an affair for longer than people think behind her back, maybe in their marriage? Is it possible that Amara is had twins and Safaree is the dad and not the man that we actually think is the dad of her twins? Is it possible? Because why, as a man who don't want to spend no money on his kids, spending money on somebody else's kids is quite suspicious to me. Now, it may be that Amara's new thing he's excited about now. He's trying to impress her. He wants to fix his reputation of being like stingy, or being a guy that don't want to pay for his kids. Or it may be something else that maybe, you know, there may be a DNA test may need to be going down. You know, it's questionable to me. I don't know. But right now, Erica is pretty upset that Safaree is in a relationship with Amara. She's upset to see him, you know, spending money on her kids that allegedly are not his, and he's not spending no money on the kids she had with him. So that's what's going on with Erica and Safaree. You know, I feel like, you know, Erica's better off without Safaree, because Safaree, you know, seems to me to have had her like a novelty. He got bored of her. He moved on. It was just going to be a long, dragged out, unhappy marriage for her. I feel like, you know, she can go out there now and find a man that's actually into her. Do I think Amara and Safaree are going to last? I don't know. That's questionable. I feel like Safaree is going to have to change his ways. Like, he can't just be getting bored, you know, when he's in a settled, married situation. And I feel like Amara, if she does not have his kids, when she gets to the point where she has a child with him, or she gets married to Safaree, Safaree can switch it up just like he did on Erica Mena. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another one.
Fam, that's what they call me.